Now let's talk party politics, where Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai says there are elements in Aso Rock working against the candidacy of the Bola Tinubu and All Progressive Congress APC. He echoed the words of the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, who had earlier alleged that the issues taking place in the country were part of the plan to overturn his chances of winning. Governor El-Rufai noted that these elements were hiding behind President Muhammad Buhari's desire to do what he thinks is right. Well, joining me via Zoom, I have policy analyst Babatunde Ogundero. Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Good evening, Jacinta. How are you?
I'm all right. So I want to have your thought on this. Governor El-Rufai says there are some elements in Aso Rock against the candidacy of Bola Tinubu. And, he has also come out to say that he's actually not referring to the president as people have thought. What do you think on this?
Okay, my thoughts are actually not far-fetched. Whether you like it or not, you always have these kind of elements anywhere you have in an institution. For me, I call those elements the power ox in the corridors of power. And we've always witnessed this kind of scenario before. If you remember the days of Abacha, we have the likes of Al Mustafa that were there, running things at the Aso Rock. During the days of Yaradua, these same elements, which I call the power ox, are those people hiding the president from the people, from the masses, not letting them know what's actually going on in the villa. So the same thing is also happening now. It's not new. They are there. And one of the things they do basically is actually to feast on the weakness or the weaknesses of their principal. So it's not left of the principal in terms of President Muhammad Buhari to actually design to be sagacious enough for him to actually read between the lines and know the left and the needs to actually do. Because as far as we are concerned, these are actually close aides of Mr. President. He sees them all the time. But one thing is actually very important. He must be very objective and at the same time must be able to discern so as to know the right from the left. Whether we have hawks in the corridors of power, we always have them. Not just even in the villa. We have them even in our religious institutions where you have certain elements that are very close to the pastors and try as much as possible to influence the decision of the pastor. The same thing in the mosque where you have some people trying to influence the decisions or probably the thoughts of the imam. In our respective organizations in the corporate sector, so you have them there. They try as much as possible to get very close to the GM, very close to the managing director, so that they can influence one or two things. But as far as this is actually concerned, Governor El-Rufai is actually very, very right that these elements are there and they are there to perpetrate all sorts. But like I said, it's left for Mr. President to actually know the right things to do.
All right. He also, I'm still talking about Governor El-Rufai. He mentioned that revealing the sabotage elements in Aso Villa is not as important as defeating them. Do you agree with him?
Perfectly. I agree so much with Governor El-Rufai because there's no point revealing them. One thing for you to do as an individual, as a strategist, is for you to actually know where your enemies are and you try as much as possible to, to devise your own mechanism in defeating them. This is not new. This is not the first time the principal of El-Rufai, the person of the APC candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is actually defeating his enemies. You could remember vividly at the last primaries, there were a lot of gang-up. There were a lot of, internal, imbroglio within the party, and they were trying as much as possible to actually play one or two things. But at the end of the day, we saw him emerging as the candidate of APC. Not just emerging alone, he was able to defeat even the closest rivals, the incumbent ministers, even the incumbent vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. If you find somebody like that defeating the incumbent president, defeating ministers, then it tells you that that person alone is a master strategist, and they have all the things, everything going on for them. So for me, it's not for them to reveal; it's for them to actually sit down, go to their drawing board, try as much as possible to put things in place, strategies, tactics, so that they can defeat these elements, which I know they will definitely do. This is not the first time, and they will continue to defeat them.
All right, Babatunde, before I let you go, I also want to have your thought on the fact that President Buhari stormed the APC campaign ground in Nasarawa State, urging Nigerians to vote for Tinubu. How much of a boost is this for the party and the candidate?
Well, for me, it's from my own perspective, this is actually a moral booster. On a scale of 5.0, I would say that's actually a GP of 5.0. It's a very fantastic moral booster. Because one thing I need to say in here is that whether we like it or not, we voted for Mr. President. So these elements, they are there. But it's for him to know that whether he likes it or not, if he leaves office, people will talk about Mr. President and not necessarily about these elements. So for him to have gone there yesterday to Nasarawa to tell the whole world that Asiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the right person for the job, is the best person to support, and he has known him for 20 years. So we are talking about over 2 decades that he has known Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So it means that he knows him in and out, and he knows that he's the best person to actually succeed him. And the most important thing or the best legacy of the leader is actually the succession. So, and he's telling Nigerians that this is the person, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. That Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the right person for the job and the right person to take over from President Buhari. So I think it's a moral booster for both Asiwaju and for the APC family at large.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution, Babatunde Ogundiro, policy analyst. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you very much.